Hey guys, so hope you're having a good day. So I'm gonna bring you a science and technology current affairs series. I'm calling it the science and tech current affair mini series. Why? Because I'm going to take up small topics on current affairs. I'm going to discuss them through these videos that are going to last from 10 to 20 minutes. So this is going to be a short dose of current affairs for you. That's why this mini series, and it will be presented by me, Siva Prasad. So the first topic that I am going to take up with you is something I'm pretty sure you have been hearing from other people or hearing through newspapers, radios, and televisions, etc. A serious threat to our food security, that is the locust attack. Okay, so we will try to understand what exactly are these locusts, where are they coming from, why are they suddenly so active, what are their favorable conditions, what are the threats, do we have some special mechanisms in place to deal with them, has India faced any such situation in the past. So these are the various aspects I'm going to address about locust attack. So let us dwell into the topic. So we'll start with locust attack. What exactly are these locusts? These are it's basically an insect. Locust is basically an insect. It belongs to the family of grasshoppers. Right? So these insects, they are essentially harmless. So under normal circumstances, they are not really a threat. They have not been a threat. It's not like they have vanished and suddenly they have come out of the blue during the corona crisis. Nothing like this. They have been there. But suddenly, what has made them so active? We will try to understand that definitely. So these insects are usually harmless unless they meet certain special circumstances under which they become more abundant and change their behavior. These circumstances that are right now, it is ideal for the proliferation of these locusts. Okay, so anyway, usually they are harmless, but when they meet certain circumstances, they become abundant. They start to change their behavior. They start breeding. They start reproducing abundantly after meeting certain environmental conditions. Thus, they form swarms. Okay, so there are four different types of locusts that create a plague. Okay, so we have desert locusts, which I'll be talking about more today, migratory locusts, Bombay locust, and tree locust. The locust swarms, remember, they settle on a field with the aim to consume the entire vegetation. So that is the reason I'm telling you this is a threat to our food security, right? Why? Because, as I'm trying to tell you, if they settle on a field, they are going to consume the entire vegetation. So that means whatever crops that are being grown intended to be harvested, all of them can be destroyed in a single go. You might have seen a lot of pictures related to locust also, right? They have the capacity or the capability to consume the entire vegetation, right? So let's be specific. Let's talk about locust attack in India. After Iran and Pakistan, locust plague has gripped India. So if you read the recent notification that has been released by Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, they said that this locust swarm from Pakistan, it has entered into a few of our states in India: Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana, and Madhya Pradesh. Okay. So you have to also have a short map remembering which all places got impacted by this plague. Okay. So because UPSC might just give you questions related to this have been asked. For example, they have asked countries that have suffered from Ebola virus, states that have suffered from certain diseases, epidemics, etc. So anyway, so with respect to this, for now it is Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana, and Madhya Pradesh. They are threatening major damage to standing cotton crops and vegetables. Okay, so these are the kind of crops that are presently under threat in these states. Rajasthan happens to be the most affected area as of now. During the current year, the swarms of locusts, they have entered India earlier than their normal time of June and July. Remember, this is the usual time when they enter India. But this time, as you can see, right now we are already discussing. This is April, May going on, right? May just ended. So they have come earlier than usual. States are adopting various means for controlling the swarms. Okay. So here's a question to you: does India have any kind of mechanism to deal with this? India does have a proper structure that is responsible to deal with this locust crisis. Our country, remember, it has a regular system in place that comprises of people whom we call as locust officers. Okay. There is also this LWO, which stands for Locust Warning Organization. Okay, that is the Directorate of Plant Protection, Quarantine and Storage. This is under the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Okay, this ministry is the overall nodal ministry to deal with this locust attacks. This is responsible for monitoring, for looking after the situation, for surveying, trying to assess the damage, etc. And also it is responsible for controlling of desert locusts in the scheduled desert areas. Okay, this is mainly in the states of Rajasthan and Gujarat. But still remember, This desert locust is a direct threat to the food security of the nation. As I told you, they are capable of consuming the entire vegetation. So if they have entered into these states, right? Remember, these are all agricultural states, Punjab, Haryana we are talking about. Right? If they settle on the fields, they are going to consume the entire vegetation. They can consume all these standing crops, all these vegetables can be consumed. Right? They will lay to waste all the hard work of the farmers, and eventually India will be gripped in a kind of food crisis. And that is the worst kind of thing we want right now when we are dealing with the COVID-19 situation. Okay. So let's now shift our attention to the locust attacks in the world. Locust swarms, remember, they spread to these states like Eritrea, you have Uganda, Tanzania, South Sudan, you have Democratic Republic of Congo in February. Okay, so it's not something that is exclusive to Asia. So these are countries from Africa as well. Food and Agriculture Organization, it has identified 3 hotspots of threatening locust activities. Okay, there are 3 hotspots. This is another information that UPSC can just ask you from. So one, we have the Horn of Africa. Right, this is the worst affected as of now. The Red Sea area, this is the second hotspot, and the third hotspot happens to be in Southwest Asia. Right, we are talking about Iran, India, and Pakistan. In all three breeding seasons, there are 3 breeding seasons for locusts. So one happens to be the winter breeding. Okay, so when you get to see breeding season means you see a proliferation of these locusts, swarms, etc. So that is the winter breeding. This takes place between November to December. Then you have the spring breeding. This takes place between January to June, and then the summer breeding, which starts from July to October. India has only one locust breeding season, and that happens to be the summer breeding. Okay, so as we can see, July to October, and as I told you, usually the time we expect them is June, July, but this year they have come in earlier from May onwards itself. Okay, so what are the favorable conditions? As I told you, usually these locusts, they are harmless. They are not really a threat to food security or vegetation per se. But then I told you, under special circumstances, when the environment is favorable to them, they become a threat to the food security. So what are the favorable conditions under which we see a proliferation of these locusts? So the favorable conditions for locusts. Warmer sea creates more rain, thus wakening the dormant eggs. Eggs that are usually dormant, eggs that we don't usually see hatching. Suddenly what happens? They start to hatch. When does this happen? When you have warmer seas. If you have warmer seas, you can expect more rains, which automatically is going to waken up these dormant eggs. Cyclones also help in spreading the locust. Okay, cyclonic activities. Desert locusts, remember, they are grown in moist sandy or sandy clayey soils with the depth of 10 to 15 centimeters. The green vegetation for the hoppers, they are ideal for the development. Okay, so these are the favorable conditions for the locust. So let's now be specific and let's talk about desert locusts. Okay, so these desert locusts, they live and they breed in semi-arid or desert regions, and they need a bare ground for laying eggs. Okay, so remember where they are laying eggs. It's not on water bodies or something. They require bare ground for laying eggs. That is the reason they breed in Rajasthan, but not in the Indo-Gangetic or Godavari or the Kaveri Delta. Right? So that is the reason Rajasthan is very ideal for them. Why? Because for breeding, for laying down eggs, they require bare ground, and Rajasthan is the ideal state for that. And remember, as per the prediction, Rajasthan has been the most affected state from locust swarms. At individual or small groups, they are not dangerous. But when they form swarms, they can travel up to 150 km in a day. Look at the amount of area that they can occupy in a single day. 150 kilometers. So they can travel to multiple states. So as you can see, it is no joke that our food security is currently under threat because of this desert locust. The main breeding ground of locust, remember, I told you the 3 hotspots. We have Horn of Africa, we have Yemen, Oman, Iran, Balochistan, Khyber Pass provinces, etc. Okay. So, locusts, let's talk about the time of arrival. The locusts, as I told you, they usually arrive during July to October. But due to cyclone Mekunu and Luban that has struck Oman and Yemen respectively, heavy rains have occurred. Okay. So this has transformed the desert area into large lakes where locust swarms are breeding. So remember I told you, cyclone happens to be a favorable condition for them. So because of the cyclones that struck both the countries Oman and Yemen, right? Because of that, they witnessed heavy rains. So this has transformed the desert area literally into large lakes. So there you get to see these locust swarms. They have started to breed. Moreover, the current swarms, they contain immature locusts that feed voraciously on vegetation. Okay, I don't know if you have seen any of these Twilight movies, right? If you see in that, it's basically about vampires and all, right? So you see the young vampires, the newly formed vampires, they are more hungrier, right? You can just correlate that over here also. The new locusts, etc., that have just been born, the immature ones, they feed voraciously. They are more hungrier than the normal ones, than the mature ones. Okay, so they are more dangerous. They feed more voraciously on the vegetation. They eat anything that comes in their way. Okay, anything in the sense like crops I'm talking about. Okay, but Rajasthan is not offering enough to satisfy their hunger, right? Because obviously, so many of them in swarms they are coming, and in a particular state you cannot have so much amount of crops. So their hunger is not satisfied. So that is the reason they will start to move eastwards. And why are they moving eastward? Why? Because this is because of the influence of the westerly winds. Okay, westerly means they will move from west to east, right? I hope you remember westerlies, easterlies, right? From the direction of origin we name these. So westerlies, they are moving from west to east. So along with the westerlies, these swarms they also start to move towards the eastward direction. While the rabi crops they have been harvested, but the kharif crops can be impacted. Okay, when there will be a western movement of wind during the southwest monsoon. So as of now, we have already harvested the rabi crops. So our rabi crops are safe. But what about the next season, right? What about the kharif crops that we are going to grow soon, that are growing right now, right? That will be impacted because of this arrival of the locusts. Locust control involves spraying organophosphate pesticides. Okay, so it has been seen to be a little bit effective as of now. Right? So let's now talk about history of locust attacks. So when is the last, has it occurred earlier or not? So India has suffered major locust attack from the time of Mahabharata. Okay, until 19th century, it is believed that we had around 8 major attacks. 8 major locust attack has taken place in our country. A serious 5 year invasion happened during 1926 to 1932, during the colonial time, as you can see. A serious 5 year invasion. So these have been there for 5 years. These have invaded our crops for 5 years. This led to Locust Warning Organization. This was established in 1939. It is headquartered at New Delhi. Okay, there's also a substation at Karachi. Remember, this is 1939. We are talking about India was not divided yet. There were only demands for Pakistan at a future date, right? So India was not divided. So at this point of time, we had headquarters in New Delhi, and a substation was also set up at Karachi. Okay, so this is your Locust Warning Organization. Why did we come up with this? Why? Because we have already learned from our mistake. We realized for 5 years this invasion has happened. The international cooperation also starts from 1941 between India and Persia, Persia's little year Iran, leading to first conference on desert locusts. This was held in Tehran. In 1945, this involved India, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and Egypt. In 1964, you see Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, Desert Locust Commission was also formed with 4 members. You have Iran, India, Afghanistan, and Pakistan. Okay, so these are the members of the Desert Locust Commission. India and Pakistan, they have joint border meetings also regularly to look into this condition. Okay, so these are the various mechanisms in place. Why? Because we have suffered a history of this locust attack. Okay, so let's talk about government interventions. What is the government doing, or what has the government done? A committee has been constituted to procure services and goods for spraying insecticides through drones and airplanes. Okay, so using airplanes, low-flying airplanes, and drones, you would be spraying insecticides. Why? Because certain insecticides have been found to be very effective against these locusts. So we will be spreading them. Drones will be used to spray in inaccessible areas. I hope you already know what these drones are, right? You remote control, you can fly them to inaccessible areas, tall trees, etc. You can spray these insecticides. Okay. Malathion, this is a banned chemical, but it has been allowed for the locust. Okay, usually this is a banned chemical, but given the desperate times, so we are also allowing the use of this chemical for locusts. Okay, special mounted guns are also being used to spray the chemicals on locust resting places also. Okay, India happens to have 50 such guns, and rest around somewhere around 60 we have already ordered, and it is coming from United Kingdom. Okay, so this is the government intervention. So a lot of things will be done eventually. So over the period of time, I will constantly update you through my series, and I will also take up many special topics like these in these short videos so that you have comprehensive coverage of whatever is happening around you in the field of science and technology, and you are exam ready, right? So we will stop over here, and you can catch me live on Unacademy Plus, right? And also every day at 7 a.m. in the morning, there are these free classes that are conducted by me. So you can also join in for the free classes. So that's all for now. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Thank you.